Welcome to 2B3D's Into the Action Verse. I am 2B3D Rob, and we've got Anthony Smith as the co-host and JB Winborn today, formerly of the 49ers, who picked...
And the Vander, big win against Tennessee Vols. Let's just throw that out.
He just got also for After Bowl, he picked the Miners because he's the 49ers. So we just so he'll be rocking the Miners. So Anthony, welcome back. We're gonna do this again. We've got New England versus New York, and everybody that's watching is gonna want to know who do you guys think? I'm just gonna throw the Vegas odds out real quick. Vegas has Patriots -7, and they have the over/under at 46, I think 0.5. I know you're a big fan of the home, so it's at So anyway, Anthony, you want to go first? What do you think's going to go on today?
I'm since I'm not a big Patriots fan, and I never go against teams or go for teams that I don't like. So I'm gonna go with New York tonight with the upset. They're actually missing a couple O linemen, the Patriots, and I know New York has a strong D line, so they'll try to get at the quarterback tonight and cause some problems back there. And but I'll take them with plus 7. They're giving them 7 points, right? Yeah, I'll take New York +7 because I know they've been on a winning streak, the Patriots, but all of their games have been pretty close games. So I think they've been like by 6 or less, most of them. So I'll take that 7 points.
Love it. All right. What about you, Jamie? What are you thinking?
Well, I got to go all the way opposite of that one. I think they're going to obliterate them, man. I think the Giants are going to come out. I think they got a good team and stuff. They're decent with Jameson back there. I think he gives them a good shot because he's a gunslinger. We all know that. Anytime you got a guy like that, anything can happen in the game. But I just think that the more consistent team will come out on top. And the Patriots, I think they're going to run the ball well. That's the key. That's the hidden secret in the NFL these days. Guys just don't look at it like that. But the team that can run the football the best, that's generally who's going to win. You know what I mean? Because both teams, they play good defense and stuff, but they got some serious stars over there at the Patriots. You know what I mean? That Gonzalez bad boy out there, and they can bring pressure too. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots. And I think they'll win by like anywhere from 14 on up. So
wow! So do you giving this? You still think they're going to dominate it? Yeah, that's I don't you feel like? I mean, it seemed like for like years it was always just like the Patriots just won. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to Super Bowl, and the Patriots are going to win again. The Patriots are going to win again. Then gone, right? And it's been gone, and now they're back, and like it's like, oh, they're on a streak. So I don't know enough about it, but I do love it when Anthony brings somebody on that thinks a little differently than him. So we get a little bit of a.
Normally I wouldn't, but I just think that this Patriots team, to me, they got the juice and they're going with Drake. Drake May's doing a hell of a job, and they just have a really good defense, man. And as far and like I said, Jameson's a gunslinger, but they have a really good secondary to me. They play well together, is what I'm saying.
Now, people listen. Everything Jamie's saying is 100% correct. I just can't go for that team. But everything you saying is correct, though. They're hot. They're hot right now. They're rolling, man.
Rolling, bro.
They're on a streak. They're on a streak. I mean, they're winning by little. How was your?
I know. And the last thing, Rob, is for me that I know is a factor, and I know they're out of the playoffs. New York, they're out of the playoffs. Right. So exactly, Jay. You know how that goes. So if when the season is over, only thing you can do now is pretty much play for pride and be a spoiler. So and I know he's going for that. I know he's not personally going for it, but I know one of the statistics is he'll be the second quarterback to be in that 10-game winning bracket as a second-year quarterback. And I know
big.
Yeah, that's going to be big, and I'm pretty sure that's been talked about in the media. And I know that's something New York probably doesn't want them to get that on them. So they might have a little, juice in their back for that, to help them get a victory in that. But no, everything Jamie said is correct. But I'm gonna go with New York.
But you're going
Hey, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Real quick before I check the score, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? We're coming off a Thanksgiving weekend. Did you have a good one, Anthony?
Well, I personally don't celebrate holidays, but
It's weird like that. He's very, very focused, very, very straight line.
That'll be the last time I ask you. If it's Christmas, I'm not saying anything, dude.
Hey, look, I had a great weekend though, Rob. It was a great weekend though. It was a great weekend. But how was you guys?
Well, so I was telling Jamie before you got on, my brother had a concert out in Mexico City, sold like a record number of tickets or something like that. So my parents flew out to Mexico City. My daughter just got married, so she got her new husband and stuff. So we ended up switching gears and not doing well. I mean, it's still family, my wife and my son, but we went out with some other families to Mexico and we traded our turkey for lobster. So we had a house right on the beach, got to surf and it cleared my head. You know
what I do. You know what I do miss, Rob, although I don't celebrate the holidays, what I do miss, though, about this one, amongst a few other ones, but the more of the family, this is more of the family get-together time and stuff like that. But our generation, we grew up around, every weekend we were at one of the family members' houses, and that's just how we grew up. So that's one thing I do miss about growing up, and that's different from back then and nowadays that I try to change myself. So
yeah, that Thanksgiving's like our one where almost like, I mean, the last 2 years we've had things that messed it up a little bit because I went to Mexico last year too because of another thing. But every year, I mean, it won't be next year. That's the year where everybody comes together, even if you don't like each other, right? You got to get there and go and
right.
you get the whole house together and everybody puts up and you're like, okay, check. I talked to them. I talked to them. Okay, we're good. Everything's all good. But
right.
we have a weird one. We have I don't know if both of you guys know or not, but my mom is a 2-time world champion pool player. She's in two different Hall of Fames. She's in the Women's Billiards Hall of Fame and she's in the Billiards Hall of Fame. And she won the first 2 back-to-back. I just had her on a podcast too, but it's coming on soon. But moral of the story, growing up, I hung out with professional pool players all the time. And so on Thanksgiving, whenever there's a tournament, all the pro pool players come to our house. And, I think when I was younger, they would start to play and it was just like, they weren't into it. But what they ended up changing the whole theme, and what they would do is each pro pool player would pick one of the kids, and then the kids would be in a tournament, and that guy would be over in your ear the whole time telling you exactly what to do, and it made Thanksgiving fun. You get like 20 kids, and whoever won, it's the pro pool player that won because he was the coach throughout the whole thing. So it's kind of, I don't know, made Thanksgiving pretty fun. I thought a little different than most.
That sounds like a pretty cool childhood to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever seen pool on TV, they've been to my house. Like whoever it was that you saw. It's like that's how I grew up. But and then Scott's kind of making fun of me. I got this. I thought the Cowboys were playing. Found this shirt. I walked in just to get the reaction, dude. He started cracking up immediately. This isn't my style, but anyways.
You look very very, very islandish.
Yeah,
that's kind of that's what happened. We got last minute, so the only house that was available was the one on the beach, right? Not the one behind. Ooh, bummer, right? So like literally, oh man, I don't think I can show you guys a picture, but I got a picture of 2B3D hat, 2B3D surfboard, and 2B3D license plate right on the beach with my feet. Like the Corona commercial. You know what I mean? Like with the waves breaking right there. I'll send it to you. But it was like going to the islands. It felt like it. We just kind of like it was a 2-day trip, but I'm going to give you guys some insider information here. Last year when we went, we left at 1:00 on Sunday after Thanksgiving weekend, and it took us 7 hours to get across the border. 7 hours. It was. I promised I was never even going to go back to Mexico after that. It was such a disaster. And you're trapped. So this time we're like, okay, we're going to leave at 6 a.m. on Saturday, not Sunday. And then somebody told me that they have this new thing where if you're getting a surgery in Mexico, you can go there and they write you a medical pass where you get to go down this special line and go straight in and straight out. So, I'm thinking Mexico, there's got to be somebody selling those things, right?
Why not?
I don't want to have to buy like fake boobs or something, but
Right.
create something. So I went with the dentist, and I'm like, "Hey, is there anything?" And he's like, "I can't, but go to this pharmacy." And so I drive over to this pharmacy. There's this huge, brand new pharmacy, but it wasn't the right name. So I look over. There's like a tire shop. Then there's like a burnt down house, and then there's this like really small building that's really old, and there's like a pharmacy logo on it that's like tilted sideways and faded out. And I like, kind of walk in there. I'm like, "You guys do the passes?" And they just kind of like.
Somebody probably got it.
Slid a piece of paper over, and there was the number 75 on it, and I was like, "Yeah." So I got it, and I got from San Diego to Newport Beach in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and even on an easy day, it should be 3 hours. We went straight to the border, right where the line starts. It was probably about a 3-hour wait, and they opened a gate. We drove all the way to the border. We were the second car to exit the border, and then no traffic the whole way home. So it was So if ever you go to Mexico, Rosarito, something like that, you got to get the pass. I know who to go to.
Definitely will be calling you for that one.
All right, so let's talk a little bit to see if we got some points. Let's see what's going on right now in the game, man.
3-0 Patriots.
3-0 Patriots.
There you go. They're moving it quick.
You still got 4 points.
New York's defense, they got some big names, but they ain't performing like that, man. I mean, they just not,
they just lost their head coach too. Yeah. And I know, Jay, to that point, I know they had talked about, I think it was their nose guard who was their defensive style. Yeah, was to create a wall so they couldn't really come off and make plays and stuff like that. So I believe with him being gone now, we may see something different tonight, to your point. So yeah.
They're gonna run that ball on them. I can tell you that. Because they, you can have big guys all you want to and stuff, but it just depends on, you still have to be gap sound. Football is just that simple. If you're not gap sound, they're gonna find that crease and they're gonna gash you. You know what I mean? And that's just the golden rule of football. But I don't think they like I said, they have the big name guys and stuff, but they're not getting the kind of pressure that they should be getting. You know what I mean? They're not at the I think they're in a lower percentage of pressures and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't think they're doing all that well in that category. But I just don't think they're a match for the Patriots. The Patriots, they run the football very, very well. That group of linemen, they work well together. They're not, all the biggest guys, like the old Cowboys and nothing like that, but they move very, very well as a unit. And I think that's going to be the defining factor for them tonight.
And to that point, Jay, to that last point I had made about their defensive scheme, that's why they haven't been getting anything, because when I get it trying to create a wall, but you got to get some kind of pressure on the quarterbacks. And when you're not letting your DNs come off and, rush the quarterback and just playing that kind of contained, type of style defense that we used to have to play against Vic. You ain't gonna, like that. You ain't gonna get a lot of pressure on it. So
no.
Well, you guys both knew that one right away.
Listen, let me tell you the first time, I'd known Victor, whatever. I didn't play him in college. We was on the Playboy All-American team together. Actually, the two quarterbacks was him and Drew Brees. And man, my first time playing him out there on the field, like after the first series out there, I came to the sideline. I was looking at my buddies, and I was like, y'all see? He's like, man, I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. Yeah. I said, I have not either. I said, man, when he took off, I mean, I'm serious, he was at full speed in like 2-3 steps. Yeah. And he could just change directions. All the stuff that you're not supposed to be able to do as a human, he was just doing it with ease. I mean, the whole sideline was like, golly, man. And we was all amazed. Just like, man, I mean, we playing against him, but damn, we amazed that somebody's moving like that out there. So yeah.
AJ, we had to see it a few times in that Big East back then.
Man, I know, boy. I know, man.
It was rough, boy. It was rough.
Yeah, you got to be where you're supposed to be with him. And even if he's over there on the left, like I'm rushing on the right or something, or I'm on the right, and he's all the way over there on the left, and he's doing all his moves, man, I gotta stay over here because if I take 3 steps to the left and he break out, come back my way, there's no catching him.
Wow.
And I was pretty fast, and you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no question.
But man, listen, he made everybody out there look slow.
Hey man, everybody look like they're running in the mud.
I'm saying this right now. I mean, you guys are top level athletes, and you're saying this guy's crazy fat. You know, I mean, it's one thing for me to say, like, wow, he's fat, but you guys are top level athletes, and now you're saying that guy's. So, you know, I mean, we all know the name. You know, obviously we know he's, but I mean, for top level athletes to like not be like, oh, he's a little bit good. You know, you're like, whoa, amazing, freak, things humans can't do.
There was a lot of 4.3 speed, 4.4 guys in the secondaries, and even if you just check out the highlights, he is moving by them guys. They cannot catch up. They're not gaining ground. I mean, it was ridiculous. That's why they had the video game. You know, the video game, the commercial with him, like a roller coaster like that. Man, he really was moving quite like that out on the field, man. It was something to see.
That's how it was. Absolutely.
I love that, hearing that from you guys, because that to me, I mean, it's like, you know,
one thing, Rob, us true athletes do is we have respect for one another. So you can't do nothing but tip your hat off to another guy who's got the juice too, you know, and may have more than you, you know. So it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, you're not going to be the best at everything. But he was definitely one of them guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, a much lower level. But like my son's surfing at the high school, right? You know, there's the kid that's better than him. But I'm like, but still, when you surf against like, I don't know, the top 10 kids in California that are surfing for kids, you know, the guy that's getting 10th place is still better than all the other kids that don't surf in the competitions. You know, like it's still, you know,
exactly.
But those 10 guys are saying like, but this guy's so much better. I mean, yeah, but you're still really like, you know, so I mean, I'm saying it's at like a preschool level compared to what you guys are seeing it at. You're talking about, but I know that feeling of like, you know, like you're still surfing better than like 90% of probably 99% of the kids in California, you know, for all of them, right? You know, so it's yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, he got his name for being good, right? But that's just, I love the fact that you said that about respecting the athletes, you know, as an athlete, and like, you know,
you got to appreciate the craft of anything that you know, whatever sport it is, you know, what have you, you know, it's like that in the business world or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes there's just people that are, you know, they're just doing very, very well at what they're doing, and they're very, very good at it, and you know, you can't quite, I'm not going to say you can't understand it. It's just like, you just got to give them their props and give them their flowers about it, man. Like, hey, man, you know, you're doing a hell of a job. And, you know, everybody there's not very many that can do it the way you do it. And he was one of those type of guys. That's pretty much how I can wrap that up and sum it up, man. I watch, you know, I watch Lamar Jackson out there and stuff, but I'm just like, nah, he's elite and he is awesome, but that he is not that there has never been a Vic out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just being honest. I mean, there just hasn't. I mean, that's, you know, it'd be like, you know, talking about Randy Moss, you know, the size and the speed, you know, like a T.O., you know, the size and the speed, it was just different, and it was just so, you know, you wasn't facing that every week, you know.
And then the strength of his arm, Jay.
Oh my God, this dude just flicked his wrist. It was like 60, 70 yards. I'm like, what in the hell? And he's not big. That's what kills me.
You just mentioned T.O. I met T.O. Not Shaquille. Magic Johnson has an all-star pool tournament whenever the all-star basketball game is, right? And so my mom was the celebrity guest as the world champion, so I went there, and T.O. was there. And for me, I thought T.O. was going to be like 8 foot, and like, you know, like, but compared to like, you know, Shaq and like all the basketball players, he wasn't that big. I mean, compared to me, he's big, and he's, you know, cut whatever. I remember thinking he was going to be this like, grizzly bear, but I mean, you know, he
cut up. And played with a ferociousness that, you know, his mentality out there was like, how dare you come out here trying to guard me at all? And I mean, he's a legit 6'3", you know, 220, 225.
Yeah, I'm not saying small, but I just like compared to what I was thinking, you know, football player, I thought he was going to be, you know, big name.
It's all heart and mentality, man. You know, that's what he was about. But yeah, like you said, around those guys, hey, he looks like a small guy.
I mean, seriously, it's the basketball all stars, right? So it's like 6'8",
Yeah.
6'8", walking around, and then you're like, who's that guy? Made him look smaller, but hey, just so you guys know, 0 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
0 to 10.
I mean, I knew what it was going to be. I just can't root for a team that I like.
It's not hard.
But I did agree that everything that Jamie was saying was 100% correct.
You did. I know that game, man. I know that game. I studied that game. I spent countless. You know what? It's crazy. I used to be up so late at night watching games. I learned that from Corey Chavis, who played a long time. I think Corey played about 13 years, something like that, 14 years, something like that. But when we were in college and he would bring me, we had this place called the Dungeon in his apartments or whatever. And this dude just had hundreds of tapes of players, and we would just sit up there all night, all the way until it was time to go run in the morning. Just, really drinking and freaking watching. This dude was showing me people in the pros. He was showing me their highlight, their game copy tapes of, VCRs back then, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
He was showing me these guys in high school. Like, he had their high school tapes, he had college tapes, and he taught me how to watch film and learn the game like that, and how to study a guy and get a beat up on a guy. So, and I always thank him for, my 10-year career, because, film is what I did, and that's how I made it that long. I'm not a big guy, 5'11", but I'm not even a big linebacker-ish looking 5'11" frame. I'm like a DB frame. When I stand by Ant, people probably look at me and say, "What were you safety or something? Are you the corner too?" You know what I mean? I still get that to this day. People say, "Well, what position do you play?" I was like, "I played linebacker." They're like, "Really? I thought you were a cornerback." Like, no, I'm not. No, I'll knock your head off. I'll knock your head off and talk shit to you too.
Right.
But I know I'm not a big guy like that. But I played with big heart. But it's probably like I got hurt quite a bit. I only knew how to play the game a certain way, and I just, I couldn't stay healthy out there, man. It's, big guys out there, man. They fall on you, you get hurt and stuff. And but yeah, man, watching film was my way, man. And that's what I do. So when I watch a game, it's like I can't even hear all of what the announcers and all that shit saying. I'm looking at it. I see what the coverage I see what the, I'm in the game, man. I see it. But that team, I knew, man, they're not gonna be able to do it. They're too inconsistent. Like when Ant and them used to play, man. Hey, man, when you play, if you were going to go up against them, you knew if you're not on your A game, hey, they're gonna shut you down, because they had it all over from the back end to the front end, and then they had consistency. They had awesome offense and all that too, man. It's just some teams are like that, man. They just have it all together right then. Yeah.
Did you guys?
Huh?
Did you guys ever play each other?
When Antlim? Yeah. We played sometimes.
You did?
Yeah, and then when I was with the when was that? That was I was with the Jags, I think, but that was 05. Cause my first week there, man, they had when I know when Bettis was there, they had a I know I made a tackle for loss on them on Bettis, good little smash in the hole. You know what I mean? I only had one play. I didn't know shit on defense. I just got there that first week, and they put me in on short yardage, situation, because hell, that's really all I could remember. I didn't know. All the calls were different. Everything was different. I didn't know shit. And I was like, just put me in on short yardage if you can. Said, I know see ball, get ball. I know that, because it was crazy, because all of the calls are different, and I was they had me on the outside linebacker in a 6 technique, over a tight end. It's like, what the hell am I doing out there? I'm supposed to be off the ball. That's for a guy that's like 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds. I was freaking 220, 5'11". You know what I mean? I have no business over there. So I go get traded to Jacksonville, and now I'm a behind the line linebacker, but I haven't been, doing that all training camp. So, and then these calls are totally different. It's the same defense in a similar, some way, but They make checks. I don't know that shit. I don't know. Everything is like secondary. I gotta go through my whole checklist. It's like another language, and you don't really speak the fucking other language, And so you hear it, and then you got to process it through, But you can't do that on the football field. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna be too late, and that's what was happening, man. But we I knew Ant. You know what I mean? Everybody knew who Ant was. You know what I mean? Them boys hit over there. They hit over there. They're some bad boys. That's what I do know.
Much respect, my brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the king. That's the king, baby.
King Ant. I love it. I love the C-ball thing you just said, because I was just thinking with the other language. I'm in Mexico and I speak Spanish decent, but I can see the bathroom and I know I can see the ball.
Exactly. Banos.
Right. I can point at the Coke. I can point at the beer. I can work my way through if you're, But anyways, all right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep everybody from watching away from the game, so we'll wrap this up. But any parting words from anybody that other than the fact that, guys, we are doing the announcement now, so we're going to make a short out of this. We are doing we're going to pick 3 teams that are not managed yet, and we're going to do a free NFT drop to the communities. We're going to be partnering up. If you're an NFT community out there and you want whitelist spots, hit us up on Discord, and we will be dropping 3 teams. We're looking at, I think, Christmas Day is what I'm shooting for. So Christmas Day. So we'll get that rally going, and then we'll start going with the teams that are managed actually, and get those out leading up to the demo of Astro Bowl. So let's go, guys. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I just want to say thanks, man. Thanks, my brother Jay, coming over here, spend some time with us, brother. Always a pleasure, man. Rob, 2B3D, be on the lookout. Astro Bowl, we coming. We also, again, if any of our brothers in the brotherhood, NFL, CFL, if you're out there, you're a gamer, you're interested, we have some slots, we have some teams still open, so come be a part of something that's about to be great.
Absolutely. It's gonna be futuristic, man. Futuristic with a nice journey. Hey,
yeah, you see some stuff that other people haven't seen. I kind of slide stuff in that band. I haven't for a while, but as I see it, I'm like, oh, you guys can see this. We got some talent over here. So
yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be really cool. I'm excited. I got my son on looking at everything, man, and he can't wait. And some of his friends can't wait, man. They're big in the gaming and all that stuff too, man. And it's gonna be something different than what's out here right now. And I look forward to it, man. It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait. Awesome. But both of you guys, always, Anthony, thank you, and Jamie, thank you so much for coming on and doing this. I appreciate you, and we'll be in touch. So everybody, enjoy the game, and thank you for joining 2B3D Into the Action Verse live.
Hey, and go
yes,
and go Miners and go Niners.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Miners. There we go. I'll work on that. All right. There's something there. All right. See you guys.
All right, later, fellas.
Yo.